Morning folks. Well, this video is about trying to achieve something I've never achieved before. This is the route for what will be hydroelectricity. I have sufficient water running in early autumn right through to late spring down through here to generate, hopefully, sufficient electricity to negate the use of my generator quite as much. But we will see. We have a lot of challenges ahead of us and we need to get this resolved. I also need to be able to get my digger from there over there where you are with the camera. There's a large hole. It's not going across. So my today's task is to create sufficient to get my digger across and start preparing for hydroelectricity. Let me show you. There come the girls. The little one, she always goes over the bridge. The big one, Ava, come. She always jumps over the tin. She hasn't worked out the bridge yet. Anyway, as you can see, there's the hole, and that black pipe there is the water pipe that draws up my water from the river up to my IBC tank. So I need to be able to get my digger from here to there without damaging that for certain, but also I need to get this ready to run pipe work from here 48 meters downhill. But we've got to get the digger in there. That point there is too narrow for the footprint of the digger, and the drop the other side is very steep. No, 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 no. Way too dangerous. So we've got to get it in there somehow. Watch this space. And there we have the digger ready to start work. Reasons doing it now this time of the year instead of doing it in the middle of winter, one, a lot more water and the ground is a lot softer. I mean, there's a 2.7 ton digger and it's made a very, very light track. If this was really wet, it would turn into a mud bath really fast. But what I have noticed, which I am aware of, down there, like there, there's one there. Obviously, historically, because they're curbstones, they were put in here to potentially landfill, to traverse across. I'm going to get those out because those I'm going to use up there where I'm going to be building my extension. Very good as base plates, feet for what will be the extension. So now it's a case of getting those out, collapsing the bank down and getting down in there and digging all of that back. There's a day or two's work there. I'll show you some of it. As you can see, each one of those curbstones weighs approximately 100 kilograms, and I've made quite short work using the digger and a strop. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 7 there. One broke, as you can see, but still usable. There is one more down in the hole that I will get. Where is it? You can't quite see it, but it's just there. Once I'm down there and I can get at it, I'll get that one out as well. And if there are others, which I'm not expecting, I'll get more out. But they are extremely, Nugget, no darling, come back. They're going to be extremely useful up there. So, and now to get that in there. This could be fun, people. As you see, I've got the curbstones out, which is kind of what we needed to do. There is one, possibly 2 more in there that I can get out when I'm in there. But this is going to be the fun part. I'm challenging myself beyond, I wouldn't say my capabilities, but more my own fears. To conquer my own fears. Because this beautiful piece of equipment that is my right arm, I'd be lost if it went wrong or if it broke. But this, I've got to get down in there so that I can track down, dig this all out, to bring it up, to build or fill the gap, to start building the dam so that I can start piping in for the hydro. I am a little nervous. I am a little apprehensive, but I will achieve it. Not sure how, but we shall see. Right. The simple logic behind all of this is I've got to, which I'm going to move back to do it, you've got to break that bank down and make a slope that I can get myself down into. So, up with the blade, a bit more throttle. And we've got to start breaking it down. You can see the gist of it. I'm going to break down. No, I'm not going to go any further that way because I want to try and obviously support what's there. But around here, I was going to break it down, pat it down with a machine, and keep coming back to create a slope to get down and in there. So the next bit will be time lapse. Hopefully, it's all going to go how I've got it in my head. Watch this space, folks. And now it's time to start proper working. I won't deny it, that made me nervous. It put me out of my comfort zone. I was, yes, apprehensive and a little bit concerned, but it's in there now. Getting it out is a lot easier because I'm going to be using all of the soil stone that way, bringing it back to build this up. So it will, getting out is actually easier. I just didn't want to damage too much of my garden. And the start of basically bringing all the stone sort of backwards so that I can build a ramp up to get myself back up here to get back out. I can carve away at the banks for some extra soil if I need it, and eventually I might even be able to make that into a little pond. But so far so good. Hydroelectricity, I just so want it, and I am really going to achieve it. Well, so far was so good. I've got ready, I've started to drag back, I cleared the bank down, yep, good. Now we have a slight problem. Tracking back up here, bringing the soil up as I go, and we have now dropped a track. So it's basically the track has come off the guide wheel to the right, and it's come off that end as well. So I am in a position now, that digger is stuck in that hole. So I'm going to get, as you can see down here, quite possibly very wet. So that piece of rope, using the digger arm, is what's going to get my track back on. Hopefully I can get it on film for you, but this just goes to show that not every day is a perfect day. Oh, and by the way, that got stuck 2 days ago, was it 3 days ago? I can't remember. Because of that, I just went, time for a cup of coffee, and then it rained lots. So the digger's just been sat there getting a wash. Now to get it out. What has to be done to get the track back on is, in that hole there's a large nut, which is basically the grease port, because the tension on a track is done by grease, and this guide wheel moves out as the more grease is pumped in. But what's happened is the guide wheel the track has jumped over the guide wheel, as it has on the drive wheel, which is a tooth wheel. It's jumped over that side. What's happened is, whilst in here, there's a stone has got caught in and flicked it. So what I've now got to do is obviously dig that soil out, so we've got a clear area to pull the track forward and then pull the track there. What we've got to do is release the grease nipple, push that track, that wheel in, so that we can get the track on the drive wheel, and then guide it onto the slave wheel, and then pump the grease back in, tension the track up, and we can get it out. I'll do a time lapse for you on it, and hopefully you'll see the success. Hopefully. Well, hopefully You'll have seen how I managed to get the track back onto the digger, because it is now on and the grease bung is back in, but I had to go off and get another tube of grease because now what I'm doing is pumping this back up. There's quite a bit of grease would have come out, but what I'm going to do, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to take the weight. I do have a very slight hydraulic leak, which is why it won't stay up, but I'm now pumping this up, which is putting tension back into the track. I'm struggling a little bit to get the tension. Come on. It's not wanting to play ball in a hurry, but we're about there, and we've got a reasonable amount of tension on it. You've got to have some flex, and while I'm doing this, I'll do the other side as well, so that I know both are done, and it's time to try and get this up onto this next level, because a lot of the work I've done, due to the unforeseen rain, has got washed away, which is a little bit of a struggle. But hey ho, we live, we learn. This is an alternative way of living, and I'm living it that way. Hey. And there we have a load of 110mm sewer pipe, which is ideal for it. I've got one length already down now. This length is ready to go down, and basically 48 meters of 110mm pipe on about 13-14 meters of drop. That should give me hopefully around a 500 watt consistent power when the water's running. This is going to be fun, trying to get all that pipe work down there. And now that the digger is out of the hole and the girls are waiting for me there, but we have got some of the pipe work in, and if I zoom in, you can see a little brace on the left hand side of that pipe, and you can see two braces there. That's kind of temporary stroke permanent. It's there to help keep the tubes connected with the collars and to stop them from popping out whilst I'm installing. And obviously backfill over this bit here and continue on down towards the river. So that's the start of my hydro. Be a while before I do the next bit, but we'll get there. Catch you soon.